look different in every video now. I feel like you guys see it on your recommended page, be like, who is this bitch? And it's just me with different hair. Hopefully you still recognize the bars behind me. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about how much of a shit show 2016 was. Like, this was the worst year of my life. And I'm not even kidding when I say that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's the worst year because Trump got elected. Trump's gonna build a wall. He's gonna kick me out of the country. No, it's not gonna happen. And I knew that from the start. It's like, a president doesn't have like crazy powers like that. They say they're gonna do all this stuff, but do they actually do it? No. I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about Harambe dying. What else happened? A lot of shit happened in 2016. And I'm gonna talk about my side of it and why it was the worst year of my life. And I'm not even kidding when I say the worst year of my life. I'll be honest. It was a good year for me in terms of YouTube and growing my channel. But I guess in a way it was at the cost of my happiness. Like, a lot of other things that I could not control happened. Oh, you're just complaining about stuff. A lot of people have it way worse than you. And I know a lot of people have it way worse than me. This video is just gonna be about why my 2016 was the worst year of my life. So I'll start out in January. A lot of you guys don't know, but before Luna, I had another dog called Tuna, and she was everything to me. She was like my daughter. She followed me around everywhere. She was super sweet. Like, I loved her so much. She wasn't even a year old. She was like 11 months when this happened. Like, I was just sitting with her. I think I was streaming that night. I was working on some cosplay, and then I hear something really loud outside, and then my doggies come inside, and Tuna's on her bed, and she's like really scared, and she was all wet. So I was like, what happened? So I went upstairs to the bathroom to go clean her off. I wiped all the spit from her. I was like, what's wrong with her? Like, she was shaking, she was really scared, and obviously there was something really wrong that just happened. So like, I couldn't see anything on her. I thought her and Kaz were just fighting or playing or something because there's spit all over her, and he likes to like chew her ears, and sometimes they get all wet, but it was like thick globs of spit. And then like, as I was washing her, I saw there was like a huge cut, but I later found out it was like a bite mark on her neck, like it was like cut. So we went straight to the vet. They said she was gonna need to stay overnight and that they were gonna give her meds and stuff and that everything is gonna be okay, but she probably got attacked by a coyote. And I say probably because we still don't know what happened. It was most likely a coyote attack, but I heard like the back door in my backyard open. Basically came to the conclusion that a coyote like jumped over and like tried to drag her over the fence of my backyard. And they can do that. They can jump the fences and they can like grab the dogs, and they usually grab them by their necks. It's like they reassured us. They said she's gonna be fine, but you gotta sign this paper if she's gonna stay overnight. I'm like, what's this paper? And it's like, if she goes into cardiac arrest and we have to revive her, it's gonna be $1,000. And you basically have to sign this paper if you're not here. Like, even if you go for like 5 minutes, go get something to eat and come back, you still have to sign this paper. And then they're like, yeah, it's most likely not gonna happen. Like, that usually never happens. Especially since it was a minor case like that. Like, she just had a cut on her neck. Like, I really didn't want to sign it and leave her, but I was just like, okay, yeah, I trusted them. I thought it was gonna be okay. And I see her before we left, and she seemed fine. Like, she was wagging her tail when she saw me. She was just so happy. And she always used to do that. She always used to wag her tail every time she saw me. And that was just one of the things she does. Like, her tail used to always wag. And like, she seemed fine there. So a couple hours later, we went home, went to sleep. They called us, said she's doing fine, she's okay, things are looking good. So I was like, okay. So we went to sleep like okay that night. And then when we woke up in the morning, we woke up to like the worst possible phone call. And they said she did go into cardiac arrest. When they had called me a few hours before and said she was fine, everything was okay, like, what happened? And so she basically died and they had to revive her. And we went over there, and then they said she had to do like several other surgeries that were gonna cost several $1,000s. We were like, okay, like I signed off for it. I was like, yeah, anything. Like, I would do anything for her, anything to have her back, anything to save her. And so they did do the surgery. She went into cardiac arrest again. I don't remember, it was like 1 or 2 more times. And then they kept saying they were gonna revive her, but it just seemed like they were just racking in money. It was just money to them. And I remember the vet coming to talk to me, and she didn't even know she was a girl. She was like, he. Like, she kept referring to my dog as a he. How can you not even know? It's just little things like that, and she seemed really fake. And I don't know. A lot of things went wrong that shouldn't have went wrong. They basically said she had internal bleeding and she kept dying and they had to revive her. They pretty much said, this is not her anymore. She's brain dead. And they said all they could do was put her down. There wasn't any point in trying. Until my baby died. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I made a video on it. I shouldn't have went all in depth about it. I felt like I had to explain again because a lot of people don't know about Tuna, which is before Luna. They just think it's Luna. I feel like if we kept her at home, she wouldn't have died. She died from trauma. She was by herself. She wasn't with me. She's never been without mommy. I don't know. I feel like she could still be here. I've just never lost anybody before. I've never lost like a family member, or at least nobody close to me. Like, there's been family members I've never met before, or I've met them when I was young, but I've never actually like lost somebody. I've never had somebody die, and I still don't really know what happened to her. And it's like not knowing what happened, it just really sucks. And then I was just really depressed after that, and me and Sausage were like very depressed and miserable, and we didn't know what to do. And something in February happened, and I don't want to talk about it, and I'll probably never talk about it. And ever since then, it's just, we've really been just super depressed, and things haven't been good. And I guess things got okay over time. They weren't good, but they've just been okay. And then after I got my car, it was basically my dream car. I was so happy with it. I only had it for a couple of months, and then me and Sausage wanted to go out for a frozen yogurt that night after playing Overwatch. I was like, one more, let's play one more. He was like, no, I don't want to play one more. But I know if it was now, he used to not like Overwatch that much, so I kind of forced him to play it with me. And then we went to get frozen yogurt. It was that night. I was just at a stoplight, and then I don't know, we were just in the stoplight looking on his phone, changing the song, and we just feel the car like a crash out of nowhere, like we were hit out of nowhere. And it literally was out of nowhere because we were just stopped at a light, and then you just hear, I don't know how to explain it, it's just like the blow. When you've been in a car accident and someone hits you really hard, like you remember that feeling and you know what it feels like. It just kind of scars you, like whenever you're driving, you think about it. It wasn't like I hit somebody, it's like they came up from behind going like 50, 60, like really fast, because the guy that hit me, he was drunk and he fell asleep while he was driving. He fell asleep with his foot on the gas. So that was just really unfortunate, and the kid went to jail that hit me, and my car has been in the shop since this has been hit. We got hit in like what, June? It's been 6 months, like I haven't had my car back, and it's not fixed. And just when I thought this year couldn't get any worse, my house gets broken into. And I'm not talking about broken into and just breaking a window, taking a TV. We were moving out of my old house, and we basically packed up everything into bags, and we were bringing it to my new house. And we took all that we could fit in my mom's car and my car, but there was still a lot of stuff there that we were gonna take from another trip. And this was when I was at San Diego Comic-Con. Then I get an email, my business email, saying that somebody broke into my house, that they're stealing all my stuff, and that they called the cops. I'm like, wow, okay, so I called the cops and they tell me what was going on. They basically went to my house. They thought it was a squatter house. So basically these guys stole everything from my house. I'm not even talking about just a couple of things. They stole absolutely everything that we had packed up, that we were ready to bring to my new house. All the furniture, all the kitchen utensils, supplies, appliances, everything. And there was these like druggies living there. They called them squatters. And it's absolutely disgusting what they did to my house. They vandalized it. They like broke all the windows, put like sheets all up in them. They sold all my clothes, bags, shoes, everything that I had packed up. He ended up getting arrested. I'll make a whole nother video about this just because there's so much, and I want to show you guys like what happened to my house and what they did to it. Like, it's one thing getting robbed. I know it's really shitty, but you can replace a TV, you could replace a PlayStation, and especially when insurance pays for that. And so like that's where it all started. That was my first house. It's where I went from like 100K subs to like 2 million subs or something. Like a lot happened in that house, a lot changed, and it's really special to me. And then when I thought things couldn't get any worse, me and Sausage like got into a fight one day. I started screaming, and then cops came to our house, and then the cops arrested me and Sausage because of really strict domestic violence laws in Arizona. They will literally arrest you for anything. I spent a day and a half in jail, and let me tell you, jail is not fun. Jail is fucking miserable. It is disgusting. I never want to go to jail again. I feel like they wouldn't have arrested me if like I spoke up or said something about YouTube. I kind of just like, okay, whatever, I'll go to jail. Like I didn't argue with them, I didn't fight, I wasn't rude about it. But like when I went to the police station, like everybody knew who I was, and they're like, oh my god, you're SSSniperWolf, you do videos and stuff. And they were treating me like much better. But I feel like they wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have arrested me for something so fucking stupid. Like, it's stupid. It's just because my neighbors called. I mean, some guy was in jail for spitting on the sidewalk. I'm not kidding when I say they will arrest you for anything in Arizona. And then the cherry on top, some crazy guy decides to sue me for 300K. But that's all being taken care of. But yeah, I don't think it can get any worse than 2016. But now that I think about it, things could be much worse. Like, I could have had somebody I love die. Like, I could have died in that car crash. I could have lost limbs. I could have had, I don't know. Let's hope 2017 is much better. I know I said that for 2016 and I'm like, hell yeah, it's gonna be a great year, and look what happened. But you know what, I'm still here. It's all right, it's all good. I really do hope 2017 will be a better year. But yeah, I want you guys to comment below and tell me why 2016 was a good or bad year for you. And make sure you hit that like button in the face and subscribe to join the wolf pack. Ow! I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.